I'm not gonna spread my germs today. Hello, everyone.
Hiya,
Welcome to the roast. I'm Julene, the
and I'm Xavier.
co-host of the roast.
She's the
There.
host who's got the most GMs right now.
Tell me about it. Oh Lord.
Man, I'm sorry you're so poorly, but I have to commend you for wanting to still go ahead and chat with me because being ill is not good for anybody. So,
Ugh,
frankly, I'm amazed that you still want to do it. So, well done you for coming to see me and everyone else and voicing
oh
your
man.
opinion.
I had to show up to my once a month chat with my buddy over the seas, man. Hey.
That's right, this guy.
Yep. you I scared you earlier.
Yeah. For viewers who have just joined us, welcome by the way. I've just been privy to an amazingly well executed prank. Now here's the situation. Before going live, we were both pretty much ready in our studios, and I was sitting here just peacefully, just waiting to start. My headphones weren't on, and I could hear this breathing sound. It was like a heavy breathing, kind of like so you can imagine I was a bit scared. I could hear this noise. What I didn't know is that Julian decided to have a quick power nap just for a few moments off camera, but I could hear this breathing sound, and I was adamant there was a ghost watching me, and I've been scared and gradually got close to the headphones to hear this voice coming from overseas, and thank God it wasn't a ghost. Well done,
just, no, just me. 6 sleep.
you. But
So I'm gonna start by playing the final trailer, the Multiverse of Madness.
yes, the reason we've
Oh,
come together is because we're going to discuss
oh yeah, yeah,
Doctor
yeah,
Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And
yeah,
it
yeah,
goes
yeah.
without saying, folks, if you haven't seen the movie already, there's likely to be a major bunch of spoiler alerts. So please do
Spoilers.
mute the channel if you don't want to be spoiled. But if not, stick with us and find out what we thought.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot to do my intro. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to roast the
Maybe
Multiverse of Madness.
we'll see.
Will we bin it or will we plate it? Tune in to the roast. All right, I'm gonna pull up the thing Multiverse of Madness. Oh wow, it went straight to multi language.
The multi-language of madness. I mean, that does sound like a great spin-off.
Right? All right,
Mm.
here we go. I'm sharing the screen.
This is how it's really made.
Yeah, this is how the sausage is made.
Okay.
Every night, I dream the same dream. The nightmare begins. I did what I had to do to protect our world. You can't control everything, strange. You opened the doorway between universes. We don't know who or what will walk through it. Wanda, what do you know about the multiverse?
Viz has theories. He believed it was dangerous.
He was right. I'm sorry, Stephen. Your desecration of reality.
I saw that dude is a dick in every universe.
We should tell him the truth. They just got out of hand.
I thought this was gonna be the bad guy.
Yeah, same here.
You break the rules. You become the hero. I become the enemy. It doesn't seem fair.
There you go.
They should have called this Doctor Strange, the horror movie.
Yeah, it was an interesting entry into a Marvel horror style genre. And how nice to have Sam Raimi direct again.
Yeah,
Yes, we all know that he had his sort of toe in the water by directing the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films, but they weren't, up until recent events, part of the MCU. But that's all changed with the whole multiverse and crossing over and so on. But yeah,
we don't talk about Spider-Man 3. We don't talk about Spider-Man 3.
there's a good reason for that, but we're not here to talk about that right now.
Yeah. We just pretend it doesn't exist. It's okay. We forgive you for that. I loved how they did not stay with the Marvel formula. You know the Marvel formula. It's usually like the second movie deal is usually I've got these powers. I've mastered my powers. I meet a villain that's gonna kick my ass until I don't want my powers anymore. And then suddenly I finally accept myself in these powers and come back and defeat the villain.
It's a tried and tested formula that has been used in many a sequel. But yeah, I like like you say, the horror kind of genre, kind of vibe it gives off. Not too scary, but sort of scary-ish elements used in the movie.
Well, I love the slasher formula that it utilized, where Wanda's beat up and messed up, and she still keeps coming for him. They're running, and they look back, and here she is, and they slip, and then she breaks her ankle, and she's still coming.
I think one of the scary elements for me is, and I should say, folks, if you haven't seen it, and we've said spoiler alert, but we all assumed that the big villain of the piece, the big bad, was an evil Doctor Strange or an alternate creature. Turns out the main big bad is, of course, Wanda herself, as the Scarlet Witch, who's become all nasty and evil and hell bent on getting a specific power so she can be reunited with their children, albeit not officially her children, but her children. And the one thing about it that I was trying to get to at this point was one of the scary elements for me is during the constant pursuits we have of Strange being pursued by Wanda, they discover that she can appear through reflective surfaces like water and so on. So they start to block all these mirrors and windows and stuff. But she comes out of this like round, is it a round mirror, a round piece of glass, something like that? But it's in a kind of like ring kind of way, like her arms are all twisted
Yeah.
and her head's the wrong way around. And I was like, okay, bit nervous, but you know, she puts her head back on the right way and she looks normal again, but it's still a bit scary.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's when they trap her in the Mirrorverse.
That's correct, yeah.
It took Doctor Strange like 12 hours to get out of the Mirrorverse. Are we gonna discuss how it took Wanda 5 minutes to get out of the Mirrorverse?
I mean, she is all powerful. And let's not forget, Doctor Strange in this particular version is not the Sorcerer Supreme. That all changed when Thanos did the snap. And of course, Wong became the Sorcerer Supreme. So he's not the head honcho. Even though it's his movie, he's not technically the best sorcerer in the MCU canon, as it were, in terms of title anyway.
Well,
So,
I mean, Wong got it on technicality. I mean, don't get me wrong, Wong is badass in his own right, but he got it on technicality. Are you really the Sorcerer Supreme if you only got it because the first choice got snapped away?
yeah, it's like an understudy, I suppose.
Yeah, like
Like the
I don't know.
reserve.
Yeah, he's the sub. He's the sub.
I mean, he did a good job filling the gap while Strange was away, but Strange is back now, so let's pass the baton back to the main
Yeah,
character.
I think yeah, exactly. He's back, but I loved how he finally bowed down to Wong.
It's the ultimate sign of respect. He needs to acknowledge that he's technically his boss, his superior, again, in title. So he should offer some sort of respect, a bowing of the head or a nod of some sort, so he knows where his place is.
Yeah, and also it shows character development because in every single universe, the biggest criticism is that he always has to be in control. He always has to be in charge, the one holding the knife, and that ruined all his relationships.
Hmm. It was interesting. Alternate versions of Strange and all ultimately have the same internal struggle, internal opinion, and wants and needs, albeit different versions, but they're all kind of internally the same kind of strange persona.
Yeah, and well, I mean, I like that consistency, but also it confused me a little because it made me feel like I will start to get them confused. If they have all the same thing, it does little to dispel the idea that they are the same person, that they will make the same mistake, they'll do the same thing that broke the other one's universe in the past.
It's the whole multiverse scenario. I mean, I like the way straight away from the opening credits, you're straight into action and a chase sequence with an alternative Doctor Strange and America Chavez, who's got this crazy power of hers that we discover through the movie.
What do we think of America Chavez? Like, I was really excited because, a Latino superhero. Well, what did we think? I thought she was gonna do more. I thought there was gonna be, I don't know, I don't know. I thought it was gonna be huge.
I don't know. I mean, it's an introduction to a new character in live action format, and this character has got an amazing superpower. She can punch her way into the multiverse, but it's an unstable power. She can't control it. This is why Wanda's chasing her. But the I don't want to say the issue I have, but the thing I have with her power is that she's got all this amazing, technicality ability that she can use to punch a hole in midair and transport herself to another universe. However, how does punching thin air produce a perfectly star-shaped hole in the universe every single time? I
Yeah,
I know that's what the character does, but it just, to me, if you were just going to punch a universe open, it wouldn't just be this perfect star. And that's not me dissing Marvel or the design of the character. I just thought it was a bit unusual that every time she does this, there's an amazingly detailed, perfect star shape. I would just thought it would have been a rip in a universe, a hole, like smashing into a wall kind of thing. But it was always this star.
is
Maybe it's I
she?
don't know.
I don't know. See, that's the thing. I'm not familiar with her character in the comics. So I don't even have that memory to refer back to.
I suppose it's because they wanted to use this particular character. They've had to just throw us in straight in, and we'll fill the gaps as we go. And some of the backstory is explained later on in the movie when we see certain flashbacks and memories come back into the story to explain how her power kind of started and what caused her to be on the run, for lack of a better word. It was just, I guess that the intro had to be straight away a chase sequence and some sort of story building beginning, because you want to know why they're being chased, what's going to happen. We instantly see the loss of a Doctor Strange, so we know what's going to kind of
Am,
drive our Doctor Strange on.
am I the only one who recognized the hex in the first scene from WandaVision?
I think
The
you may,
bad,
because I don't recall it.
because the bad guy had when Doctor Strange was trying to the dead Doctor Strange was trying to defend himself, like there were hexes on the bad guy. And then you saw
Okay.
those same hexes when they ended up in our Doctor Strange's universe. And I was like, is that from WandaVision? Oh, it's Agatha all along. Uh,
It stands to reason that it's likely to be a direct continuation because that's how One Division ended with Wanda getting her sort of alone time, and she was going to study darker magic and evolve and so on. So it was a not directly an immediate continuation, bless you, but definitely a continuation of that version of Wanda that we've seen in the One Division show.
well, I remember with WandaVision, I was really bothered by the fact that she did all that BS, didn't turn to face the people she hurt. She's like, okay, I'm done now. I worked my shit out. I'm gonna fly off. Bye. You
Just yeah, you're not going to say sorry if you caused that much damage, or maybe you would. I don't know. If it was me, sorry everyone, sorry I enslaved you and kept you prisoner. Sorry,
my
or
bad.
something. Yeah, my bad, exactly.
My bad.
But
I
then
was
you wouldn't
I'm
expect
grieving,
an
I'm
apology.
grieving.
Sorry.
Everyone grieves differently. Don't judge me.
I think when push comes to shove, if an amazingly magical being who's been controlling your life for so long decides to let you go, don't argue it. Don't expect an apology. She could snap her fingers and turn you into a chicken. So just nod and walk away.
Like, please. And I thought, in WandaVision, it was just like, my kid could be anything. Please, you've had her in her room. Please, just let her out. I have a question. How are they alive and not starving to death if she's just chilling in the room? Is she remembering to feed them all? Like, what is going on?
I don't even want to try and understand how it works. All I know is that she took over a whole town with her magic and went crazy. In terms of sustenance, I don't know how she did it. I'm sure there was a way that they would just eat whilst under their control. But I don't know. It's all hypotheticals right now.
Yeah. Okay. Are we going to talk about the appearances in this film? The people we saw in the film.
There's obviously a lot in terms of cameos and multiverse characters and so on. There, I'd like to begin though with Doctor Strange specifically because we see quite a few variants of him. Even when he's going through various multiverses whilst falling, you see like an art version of him, like a painted version, which he was advised not to get stuck in because when you're
It's
a
hard to
painter,
eat.
it's hard to eat, yeah, when you paint. But you saw the initial one, which had the ponytail. You saw the menacing evil one with the third eye. You saw the zombified Doctor Strange. I like that there's versions of him that we don't normally get to see. And I must admit, in terms of the zombified version, the trailer kind of made me think that it was an evil zombie Strange, like we saw in the What If show. But it actually wasn't. It was Strange's mind into a corpse and still being able
Yeah.
to wield his magic
Yeah,
across the multiverse.
He was dream walking through the
Dreamwalking,
dark
yeah.
with the dark hold.
I was just expecting it to be an evil zombie Strange. It wasn't. I'm glad for the storyline. It worked out really well. And I thought visually it was quite cool. The visual effects on Cumberbatch as a zombie were quite impressive. I realized a lot of it was digital, but I think there was some prosthetics used to initially show, the rotting flesh and the teeth missing and so on. But yeah, a little bit disappointed that it wasn't an evil zombie version of him, but still a great version of Strange. But I know you did want to get onto the cameos because
No,
this film,
that's one of them.
that's one of them.
I love the what if Easter eggs.
This is what I mean. The cameos they brought in to kind of tease us to what if or what could come if Marvel decides to go down a specific route. Bring in a certain what if character. Well, I'm assuming it's a what if character. If it's not, it could be another multiverse version of this character. But I don't know where you want to start with. There's obviously a little small handful of cameos that link to potential future films. Where would you like to start? Who would you like to start with?
My girl Peggy
I
Carter.
knew you would. I knew you would. Peggy Carter, or in this version, Captain Carter,
Captain Carter.
because as we've all seen in the What If show, if Peggy was the one that got in the machine that created Captain America instead of Steve Rogers, we get Captain Carter, a British superheroine with essentially Captain America's powers, but female and British. Big up the British. That's all I'm saying. But in
Well,
this version, I don't know if it's the same as the What If version because she's not in it for very long. Let's put it that way.
yeah. The
Unfortunately,
I honestly thought she would last longer in a fight with Wanda, but you know, I'm I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with the
yeah.
way she fought against Wanda because she might be a super soldier, but she's a person, and Wanda's a whole ass. Uh, is she a mutant in this one, or like
I think she's literally
otherworldly?
just an actual evil witch. So she's.
Yeah,
I don't think specifically a mutant, but this version is definitely magic and evil personified. So more magical than mutants, I would say.
yeah. I mean, she's all witchy, and I mean, she took down the fortress, the fortress in Doctor Strange's world. What is it called? I
Oh,
forgot.
it's got a really funny name, and I always forget it. Now I did write it down so on my piece of paper, and I can't even find it now. Oh, call myself a fan, and I don't even know the name of
I
where Doctor
can't.
Strange
I can't.
trains up.
I
I'm
can't
so
remember.
sorry, everyone who's watching. I did have it written down. Oh my god,
It's
it's
like the
it's it's cab. Is it cabotage? Is it cabotage?
Camertage.
Cabotage.
Camertage.
Sorry, my apologies for anyone who's watching with the wrong pronunciation there. Um, but yeah, that's their hold up fortress where all the
Yeah,
sorcerers train, and yeah, she uses her powers to infiltrate one of the minds of the prospective future Doctor Strangers, a young entrepreneur, a
hey,
young Padawan for lack of a better terminology. But yeah, makes him stop using his magic, and she finds a hole in the
what's
defenses and
up?
utilizes it.
What's up, Baron? Thank you for tuning in.
Hey,
We're talking
thanks for
about
doing it.
Multiverse of Madness and how Wanda defeated an entire army of sorcerers and took down Fortress Camertage.
Yeah, again, I should have known that straight away, but what can I say? My coffee hasn't quite kicked in yet, so some of the memories fading a bit.
Oh,
Apologies.
I'm still sick. Like I just sound like uh yeah,
But yeah,
for
she took on the whole fortress, and yeah, it was impressive use of magic. She wasn't going to be stopped. Let's face it. No matter what
no,
you put in front of her,
no.
she's going to take it away and destroy it.
Oh yeah, she wasn't gonna stop until she got to them kids. Too bad she scared the unholy hell out of them kids. When she finally got what she wanted, them kids were scared.
Yeah, this evil witch wants to kill people just to get to them. You would not be wanting to stand next to her.
Mm-mm.
No,
But,
but if we could just go just very briefly just go back to the cameos because while we've touched on Captain Carter and how
all right, well,
cool
hold
it
on.
was to see a live action version of it and so great that it was still Haley Atwell. It wasn't a recasting of a different actress. It had to be Haley Atwell all the time. It has to be. She is Peggy. So I'm glad they kept the original actress in because for continuity alone, it wouldn't have been great if it was a different person. I don't feel anyway.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing Peggy Carter in this. Like I saw her in another trailer and
Hmm.
I was ready for I was like, "Oh, where is she? When she come?" I was excited.
It was really good. It was really good. And I like that it was a brief scene, but good to see and good to see like again a live action version of this character.
I honestly I never heard of the dude with the tuning fork on his forehead.
I'm so glad you brought him up. He was going to be my next go to. So we're talking about Black Bolt, of course, from the
Black
Inhumans.
Bolt.
Now, those of you who've seen the TV show that came out a few years back, it didn't get a good reception, unfortunately. So it didn't warrant like a continuing series or season. But I'm glad it was the same actor, Anson Mount, who plays Black Bolt. And obviously, this version is a more comic book accurate costume. In the TV show, he wore like a leather jacket and a normal suit. didn't have the headgear with the tuning fork and so on. But this was much more realistic. And again, I'm glad they used the same actor that we've seen on TV before. But because his it's basically his power is his voice is so powerful that even a whisper could destroy, buildings, people by a simple whisper. So the tuning fork helps to control it, but he tends not to speak because of the sheer power of his voice. But the fact that they said if he opens his mouth with a single word, he could destroy you. So Wanda goes, "What mouth?" and does a whole Agent Smith Neo moment on him and makes his mouth disappear. I thought that was genius. When he went to speak and blew his head open, I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. Honestly, when she was like, "What mouth?" I laughed so hard.
It was a good scene. And again, they shouldn't have given it away. If they hadn't have said his voice could cause damage, then she wouldn't know how to stop him.
Yeah, like why tell them that?
I don't know.
She would not even have noticed, but honestly, of all the people sitting in that room, I honestly thought the most powerful one was Charles Xavier.
Charles Xavier, who is in it. Again, a great cameo and a great returning actor and character. It had,
Yeah, I
of
like
course, had to be Patrick Stewart, didn't it? It couldn't have been anyone else.
I
I don't know.
like how
Go on, sorry.
sorry, I like how they took his costume and they kept it like with like how he was in the comics.
Yes, it was a great visual to see him coming in on the traditional yellow chair that the comic book and animated show version of him rides in. And of course, as Professor X comes in, you hear the classic X-Men theme tune playing as he arrives from the
Yeah.
90s animated show. I got goosebumps. Again, it was
I
just a
was
simple
I
entry, but yeah,
was loving it. And oh, when he goes into the mind space of Wanda, that color grading cannot be ignored. You see how it's like all the white and then the scarlet coming in like all that red, that bright beautiful red. It was gorgeous.
really nice and stunning. The visuals were great. We need to obviously acknowledge another cameo, another potential hint at a future movie in the form of Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, but this time portrayed by John Krasinski. It was interesting. I'd seen lots of rumors, about him wearing the suit, but as one of those kind of, wouldn't it be great if he played him? And then thought nothing else of it. And then lo and behold, here he is on screen as Reed Richards in the costume. I was like, oh, okay. I must admit I did start screaming because I was quite giddy. I thought finally we might get a good Reed Richards. This could be the final attempt at making the Fantastic Four good. And who knows, it may still happen.
So Baron would like to join our conversation about Multiverse of Madness.
Wow, we're getting
We
a
are
guest on. What do you think? Should we let them on? I think we should. Why not?
Yeah, let's do it.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Okay, I'm sending you the link, Baron, to get on here and talk about Multiverse of Madness.
There's a lot of content to get through.
I know. So,
So yeah, Reed Richards.
yeah, I was surprised. Honestly, I didn't realize that was John Krasinski. I was like, it was one of those like, I know this person. I don't.
It's mad because I seen an article ages ago saying that a lot of people wanted him to play Reed and Emily Blunt to play Sue Storm. Obviously, she's his wife in the real world, but they would be a good on-screen duo as part of the Fantastic Four. Now I know we've had various movie versions of the Fantastic Four, and they've all been pretty awful. Let's face it. So this could be the MCU having a good attempt at it and hopefully doing it right. But
maybe
I thought he did a good job as Reed. Again, it was a brief sequence with him in, but if he is going to be the Reed Richards for the MCU, I think it's a great choice.
Agreed.
Time will tell.
Yes. What about so the color grading? whenever they get to the sanctum, and he meets this guy who's basically a dick in every single universe,
You're
and
referring
it's
to Baron
always,
Mordo.
yeah, he is he's a jerk. Like
He
they
is.
get
He
it.
is.
Who? Okay, you're here asking for help. Let me just drug you and act like Doctor Strange in his world they were friends. I have a weird feeling that he was not a friend of Doctor Strange in any universe.
No, he's always been portrayed as the bad guy. I mean, I've seen him in I've not. I must admit, I've not read any literature with Baron Mordo, but I've seen various animated shows. Probably just the Spider-Man ones, to be fair, where he's featured in it, and always a bad guy, always trying to get the upper hand and use not necessarily like blackmailing techniques, but making it sound like it's for their benefit, but it's something evil going on. And one episode springs to mind when Baron Mordo introduces the Carnage symbiote to Cletus Cassidy in order to get souls for is it Dormammu, was it? That big kind of on
I
fire
think it
god.
was Dormammu.
So it's doing lots of work for him, like he's kind of his henchman kind of thing, but always been portrayed as a bad guy and always obviously going against Doctor Strange. And in this version, he sports a really good set of dreadlocks or long hair. It looked like dreadlocks to me, but it could have just been long black hair. But a much better, healthy set of head hair.
Yeah, he definitely is sporting the locks, and I'm digging it. Um, but what got me was how he was trying to say that in this universe, him and Doctor Strange are friends.
Yeah, it was a way to kind of lower his guard down, I guess, to trick him into being taken before the cameos we've mentioned called the Illuminati. So he
I
had to be he had to pay the penance for his work across in the multiverse.
Yeah. Oh, and the pizza balls. I love how the different worlds, the different universes are portrayed here. And she was like, most of the food in all the universes are free, but it's like, oh,
I'm sorry, you
um,
stopped there. Sorry.
sorry, no, I just got a message from Baron.
Okay. I hope it's a good message.
Yeah, he wants to. I have to explain to him because bisexual comes on at 3:30, and so I'm gonna just let him know that bisexual is at 3:30. This is the roast.
Yeah. So alternative projects that that Julian's got a lot of interest in. It's not just about chatting Marvel. There's a lot of other things that you're up to, and quite rightly too.
So,
But yeah, sorry, I don't know where we were going there. So yeah, about oh my god, where were we there? We were talking about the Illuminati and how Baron Mordo's evil and tricking Doctor Strange.
yeah, and then we see all the cameos, and this is where it gets all horror filmy because we see that universe's version of Christine. It's Christine, like his love interest.
Yes, she has a
But
great line in it as well. Because he's going to her wedding, and I love that he uses magic to put his tie on. Something I would love to do because I hate doing ties. I can tie them, but if you could just do this and a tie's on, why wouldn't you?
I would never not laugh at the cape with the hole in it, and then you can see how it got patched. That's great. I thought that was fantastic.
two two things on this. Like the Christine character had a great line. This is obviously have the stranger's approach there to wish her well, and hopefully
Yeah.
she has a nice marriage. And she says to him, "The best surgeon and the best superhero, but you still didn't get the girl." I thought,
Yeah,
oh, that's harsh.
that's a low blow there, bud. That's a low blow.
It's so unfair. I mean, he is well. He's the new main hero, obviously, with the loss of Iron Man to the MCU. I think Doctor Strange has become the new kind of main character who will feature in other films. He'd be like the glue that holds it together, for lack of a better term. But
Yeah.
when that Now, I don't know what the name of the character is. The big eyeball with the tentacles that starts throwing vehicles around and stuff on. I don't know what it's
Yeah.
actually called, but when Strange has to go and help, and bear in mind he's in a tuxedo and he summons the cape, jumps off the building, cape comes on and he flies to save the day. It reminded me of a scene in a 007 film. I think it's World's Not Enough, where he's interrogating some guy and then he just ties a curtain wire to a pole and jumps off the balcony and just lands in the coolest possible way. It kind of reminds me of James Bond just for a moment.
Yeah, but then you notice how he wasn't in his suit after that.
Yeah,
I was
this is
like, where
magic.
did the suit go?
Perhaps it was a magical suit. It's a bit like when Venom covers Eddie Brock and he can make himself look like a jacket or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just a magical suit that covers his appearance of his normal uniform. Best not
Okay.
to ask these questions.
No, we're not supposed to ask, right?
We're just meant to
So,
enjoy.
yeah, where did the suit, and then if he changed all of a sudden, did he use magic to cover up his body, or did everybody just see Doctor Strange's goodies while he's
It's
changing?
goodies.
I'm just
Hey, I
saying,
can see your wand.
did they see something strange on Strange?
Well,
It's
they say if there's something strange in the neighborhood, who are you going to
are
quote?
we gonna? Is
I'm
that the
sorry.
real reason why Christine's husband is a huge fan? You saw him geeking out and taking videos. I'm just saying. It's
I did.
entirely
I did like though when America Chavez gets into our universe and Strange is trying to protect her. They mention the whole multiverse scenario that came up in No Way Home and the reference to Spider-Man, trying to explain his powers. And he's asked, does he shoot webs out of his butt? And they're,
oh,
and they're like, I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe he does. Who knows? Who knows? It's a nice line. I thought it was good to kind of acknowledge that we're still unsure of his powers, just like they did in No Way Home. Like you can shoot them out of your wrist, does it come out of anywhere else? You know, it was a nice comedic interlude into the film.
yeah, that was a great callback.
Yeah, I liked when Strange initially went to see Wanda because he wants to get her help, being that she's also very good at magic, like he is. He says he could use an Avenger to help him. And as it's revealed that Wanda is the bad guy pursuing America in this, the ultimatum is something like, you need to hand her over, or next time it won't be me that comes for her. It will be the Scarlet Witch. So she's using it as an alter ego, as an alternative name. There's still elements of Wanda in there, but ultimately it will be the evil big bad of the Scarlet Witch that will be coming to take her from him.
Yeah, and you know what? It was at this moment right here that I realized that she, not the evil Doctor Strange, was going to be the big bad. At first, I thought it was going to be evil Doctor Strange because um even when I saw the little hex marks on the creature in the beginning, I was like, no. She went off, she trapped the whole thing, and then she disappeared somewhere. She's not the big bad.
But she is. But she
But
is.
she ended up being the big bad. And then it
I
got all horror like
yeah.
I love how she was like, run. And he was like, he's like, fuck this, I'm out. He's like, oh no, y'all don't pay me enough for this bullshit. I'm out. You're gonna have to up my pay and hook up my wardrobe for a bit. Just saying.
Absolutely, absolutely. I thought we did touch on it with the cameos, but the way Wanda sort of got rid of each of the Illuminati members was quite cool. That they were basically instantly killed off, and we've only just been introduced to them. So there's Captain Carter. She's gone. You don't need her anymore. There's Black Bolt. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. He's out there. Captain Marvel, a different Captain Marvel. This is it Miss Rambo, isn't it?
It's a
Who's the
Monica
Monica
Rambo.
Rambo? Who's the new Captain Marvel in this Illuminati? And like she gets killed off, and it's she's just taking them out one by one. It's great that she can handle all these guys, but
Yeah,
it was just so sad that they were only on screen for a few moments.
right. I don't know. I thought they were like gonna come together and fight her like together. That's honestly what I would have never in a million years predicted Zombie Strange. You
No,
know, I was not thinking zombie Doctor Strange.
it was like it was teased in the what if. We saw the what if version, and it's it's been used in the uh, comics. There's a lot of zombie universe Marvel comics where a lot of characters are zombified and go on
I
killing sprees and so on. But they're really worth reading. But like you say, we thought it was going to be this bad, evil zombie version, but it's just a dead Doctor Strange that his mind's gone and taken over the body of.
yeah, I and then you are we gonna talk about the final scare? The final and last scare?
Which one's the final last scare?
Where he was walking down the street and it's like everything's all good and then
Oh,
he's like,
the actual ending scene, yeah,
ah,
yeah.
I swear
Another
I
big
did,
another big teaser for what's to come in the following movies
yeah,
with
I
an
did that
introduction
this
of another
morning
character.
when I woke up.
It was another typical Marvel ending. Here's a teaser for what's going to come next, but you won't know until we make the film. So yeah,
I
it's
was very I was very confused, I'll be honest, because I did not know who that girl in the end was.
so obviously we know. Well, I'm saying obviously, if you don't know already, you're about to find out. But the character's called Clea, I believe, Clea, and she is the daughter of Dormammu in a universe and portrayed by Charlize Theron. So
Yeah.
she's going to be using Strange with her in some sort of team up to repair other multiverse damage that Strange has caused. Difference being now is that because Strange has now got, well, he had access to the Darkhold and Evil Book of Magic, which caused the not necessarily evil Doctor Strange, but the badder version of Strange that had the third eye originally to now pass it on to our Strange. So he has got this third eye and he's got elements of evil magic going through him, but how he channels it, we'll see. As the movies progress, will he use it for the power of good? Will it take over him and turn him evil? We don't know where they're going with it yet. But I
I'm
wanted to
gonna
mention that battle between the two, the evil Doctor Strange and the good Doctor Strange, when they were throwing musical notes at each other. I mean, I was not expecting literally here's a B, ding, and he throws the letter B at him and it becomes a weapon. What the hell?
I was so confused. I was like, wait, what are we doing here? I was like, so we're throwing musical notes at each other. He gets down, he starts playing the piano. It's like dun 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 dun. And of course, they use Beethoven and Bach.
Of course they do. It was like the
Because
ultimate lip sync battle. It was great.
that was so fantastic.
It was great to have this whole journey with Wanda going after Strange, going after Chavez so that he can get her power and get into this monument, this, I suppose, shrine that is off limits to any sorcerer because we're not allowed to go there. And of course, we get to access it, and there's this entire wall that has a carving of Wanda in it. It's been foretold that she will arrive at some point as the Scarlet Witch and bring down all hell or wherever it might be. So it was interesting that it was already preordained that at some point she would become the Scarlet Witch and she would go to this place to use her magic.
I want to know how we got to the play. How, okay, so they're like, no sorcerer is allowed to go there. Says who? Who made the no sorcerer allowed rule? Because Wong ended up there, nothing happened to him. You know,
It's just like it's frowned upon. It's the unwritten rule. You just don't go there.
And then why is the magic not letting them magic to that place?
I mean, yeah, is the answer you're getting from me.
That's what I want to know. Is like, so how come the magic isn't letting them magic up to the no sorcerer place? Who decided this rule? And how come Wanda got up there with Wong and nothing happened to Wong? I thought Wong was gonna like burn up and die or something.
You're like some kind of invisible shield or something that doesn't allow you in. But yeah, all that happened was they got a bit cold, so she started a little fire at the top of the temple there, and they were nice and warm with some big, huge henchmen looking after them. It was
So
crazy.
when she was like when Wong got up there, I mean, the only reason Wong meant harm was because Wanda threw him over the mountain.
Yeah, he did so well to transport her as far as he could go, and then she threw him off the side of the cliff there.
So basically, it's like you can only magic up to a certain point, and then you have to walk.
Yeah, it's like any journey we go on. There's only so far you can go in your car. At some point, you're going to have to walk the rest of the journey, and it was one of those kind of trips.
Yeah.
Where do
So
you see multiverses as a movie type going? Do you think we're gonna see more multiverse based films, or are we
well,
established now back on our planet? Do you think?
no, I think it's gonna be a whole multiverse adventure because Clea just kind of so rips open the thing with the sword, and then he's like, boom, third eye opens, and nobody notices that he's got a whole ass third eye. And then they all jump through the little hole in the universe, like, all right, let's do this. Like, nobody notices that he has a third eye and is hopping through a hole in reality.
I suppose with the amount of things that you see in the MCU, and a lot of it seems to happen in New York City, I suppose it's just the norm. Oh, there's a guy flying past, there's a guy who's a spider, there's a guy with 17 eyes, or whatever it might be. It's the normal day to day life in New York City in the Marvel world. You see all these crazy things, and then you just go back to living your life. You're grabbing a coffee, and
Well,
some guy flies past.
that's a true New Yorker. Those are my people right there. It's like, oh, there's a creature throwing things. That's none of my business.
Yeah,
And
I'm just trying to get to work.
right? There was a video that went viral on a YouTube where this guy was like, "I'm a jump," and then New Yorkers band. It's a New Yorkers band together to save a dude's life, and they then you click the thing thinking you're gonna get a heartwarming. Man, nobody got time for your shit. Don't you? I gotta get to work, you motherfucker. You better not. You better not.
Oh, bless. So it's a lot of chaos. This film it's a good sequel. Admittedly, the first Doctor Strange film I wasn't wowed by. Um, it was an origin story, so you had to get the basis of what
I
kind of
was.
journey he's going on. But it was a good sequel, albeit I think it's probably better than the first Doctor Strange movie. Some people might
Uh,
disagree. Some people might agree. I don't know, but for me, it's a better film than the original Doctor Strange movie.
I feel like this was the Doctor Strange we should have gotten.
Yeah, the original one
Like,
was a bit. It looked great visually, but the plot for me wasn't that good, so I wasn't overly interested or bothered by the outcome of the film.
I was
Really,
like heavy eye roll when he was like, my hands, oh my God. And I thought maybe I would be able to identify with him more because, I lost the use of my legs for 8 months. Like I couldn't walk on my own. I thought I would feel empathy, but I was just like, are you walking, bro? Can you still do stuff? But I guess like the thing that defined him, this caused him to, instead of finding a way to do his thing some other way, like there's like robotic surgery, stuff like that. Instead of finding a way to heal people, you know, in a different way while accepting his body, he went to the ends of the universe and decided to be a sorcerer instead.
You've got to make a living. Yeah, you've got to earn somehow. And he does magic tricks, balloon animals, rabbits out of a hat, that kind of thing. It all helps.
It's kind of like Peter Parker. Oh my god, I didn't get into college and my friends aren't getting into college. You know what we should do? We should totally magic the whole world. And he could have just called the college.
He could
Listen,
have.
it's utter bullshit. I haven't been convicted of anything. I demand you give my friends a chance. My friends didn't have anything to do with this, etc., etc. Like there's so many other options, but he went straight to magic. Peter Parker went straight to magic, and it's just like we couldn't have explored any other options.
Quite true. Quite true. Now, usually when we roast a movie, it's because we either didn't like it or we found reasons not to like it. I think with this one, it's safe to say this may be the first movie that we've watched since we started this roast where we may actually keep it on the plate and consume it again.
Yes.
What do you think? Is it one we're plating or one we're going to bin or throw in the trash?
I'm going to plate it because I love this film was great.
It was great. Like I've said, it's a much better film than the first Doctor Strange movie. It's a great sequel. It's a great action movie, and it has good elements of both comic book
And
scenes and a
horror.
little bit of horror in there. There's a supernatural element to it.
Do you have a favorite? I have a favorite.
Favorite what?
Favorite Wanda scare.
I think for me, it's the one that I mentioned earlier, where she came out of that like circular piece of mirror, and she was all crooked and looked like Samara in The Ring. Just or The Grudge. No thanks.
It was so that will be my favorite Wanda scare too. Between that and Run, because
It's quite terrifying.
she like reached through the mirror, but not when she was coming to the mirror. When she reached through the mirror and started grabbing people
No,
through the
I
mirror.
just realised the one that actually got me more was the sequence with Professor X when he's trying to get Wanda out of the rubble, and through this cloud of red comes evil Scarlet Witch, and she just grabs his neck, and she's looking all evil and menacing. That's the bit that got me.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's my favorite with the color grading. The color that is my favorite with the color grading. Honestly, is that contrast between the bright bleach white and the bright scarlet, and then her coming out. That was a good
that
Wanda
was
scare.
scary. Well done to Sam Raimi. He's done a good movie, horror vibe. And as we do start to wind down, just very quickly, how nice to see Bruce Campbell come back in as Pizza Popper.
Who?
Bruce
What?
Campbell. Bruce Campbell was cameoed in there, wasn't he? The guy on the
Was
vending
he?
stall as the Pizza
Oh
Popper.
yeah. The
Like
pizza
just
too.
as as we forget to mention one of the other cameos. Yeah, Bruce Campbell obviously played in the 3 Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, and obviously played Ash in the Evil Dead franchise, another Sam Raimi directed series of movies. Nice to see him back in the film, and it was a fun little scene. Just a little cameo from Bruce. Why not? Why not throw him in there?
I want pizza balls. I'm saying everything's better as balls.
Well, I have heard this.
Yes.
Hopefully, they don't think this about our particular chat. I don't want this to be referred to as a ballsy chat, but we clearly like this movie.
What's wrong with balls? I like balls.
Sure. Can we get that as a quote, please? Can we get that as a soundbite?
I will give you. I like balls. What's wrong with balls?
You hit it here, folks. She can't take it back now. It's live. But yeah, generally really enjoyed the film, and one we finally got to get on our list of films that we'd watch again and enjoy again. I don't know what we're going to be discussing next time we're on, but we will try our best to find a film we don't like and tear it to shreds.
Or we do end up liking. It could
You
be
never
a
know.
thing. Could be a thing. This could be an upswing in the movie theater.
You just never
You
know.
never know. Avatar is coming out. Avatar
It is.
2 is
That could be
coming out.
interesting. I don't know. Again, is it a sequel that will be good, or will it just be more of the same that we're kind of used to? I don't know. We'll see when and if it comes out, and what we think of it.
Yeah, because that was one of the trailers that they played in the movie theater was the Avatar.
Fingers crossed for another fun ride set on the Pandora planet.
I thought the first one a lot. I get roasted for saying this, but I mean, I thought it was a really beautiful film. So the first one was gorgeous. I like the story, even though it is somewhat derivative from like Pocahontas and Ferngully a little bit. Ferngully,
Ah, Fengully, the last
you remember
rainforest.
Ferngully? See, I love that. I love that film. Like I watched that so many times when I was a kid. I Fun fact, I watched that movie for the first time in the Philippines.
Nice. Go you. I can't remember
So
when I last watched it. It's probably 2 or 3 decades ago.
I know that is like an old movie that just will never die. I recently watched Top Gun, the first one, just to see how it aged, and I gotta tell you,
Yeah.
it was just meh.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
did not age well.
Uh,
I thought Tom Cruise's character was a little bit of a creeper.
yeah. I mean, I don't think I'll be watching the new one. Let's just say right now, I don't think we'll be roasting Top Gun Maverick because I don't intend to watch it. So,
No, me neither.
yeah.
Well,
No
because
offense to you, Tom, but it's not for me. Sorry.
well, if you look at the screenplay, because I actually pulled up the script and read it, like it's the script. I realized the issue with that movie is 100% the script.
You need a good script to get a good movie. It doesn't matter if it's a
Yeah,
high-end blockbuster actor with a terrible script. You don't get a good film. So,
he did the best he could, but and then it kind of gets you invested in the relationship between him and Goose, and then it just kind of like falls apart.
yeah. But never mind.
Oh,
So,
but we'll keep you posted on what we're roasting next
I love it.
month.
Is that our new tagline? We'll keep you posted on what we've roasted.
Yep.
I love it. I love it.
And I think I gotta check, but I feel like we finally have enough followers on the Twitter to start the Instagram.
How exciting, and more social interactions what we need. So when it does go live, folks, be sure to follow us. Please subscribe, spread the word. The roast is still going, and we are roasting and also enjoying certain films.
Yes. So I'm the co-host of the roast.
With,
Check us
with
out
with the most James that way, sorry. With the most that way. Oh my god, my camera's the wrong way
this way.
around.
Yeah, yeah,
She's
yeah.
the
That
one
way.
with the most. But yeah,
The most
thanks.
germs.
Thank you for joining us. It's been a pleasure to speak to you. I hope you've enjoyed some of the points we've raised over Doctor Strange. But by all means, go and see it again and again
Yeah.
and get your own opinion. Let us know what you think. But yeah, subscribe, get involved, and we'll all speak to you soon.
Check us out on the 15th of the month and find out what we've decided to roast.
Yeah. Speak to you soon, everyone.
Peace out.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.